lead singer is going to be a female hippo with giant tits that bounce up and down when she hits her high notes.
America. That's all I gotta say on that one. That's just America.
Sir, aren't you worried that sexualizing a hippo could send the wrong message? You know,
If someone's dumb enough to try to SA a hippo, they deserve natural selection. What's up, everybody? Celtic Character here. Back with another reaction. Get those 10s and 20 views. Now, just move stuff around. Give me a second. Today we are going to be reacting to a channel I haven't reacted to it in a long time, but I know everyone likes it when I react to them. It is the Fat Electrician. Technically, we're going Fat Files, but neither here nor there. Today we are reacting to Child Casinos and Fight Club. Chuck E. Cheese. Oh dear God, what did Nick uncover? Also, I'm debuting a new kind of reaction TV. It's this. I really don't know. Oh, the Pretzel Celestial logo. Like it's one of those things where I'm gonna adjust some things. Adjusting. I really don't know. No, wrong logo above my head, by the way. Give me a second. There it is. Yeah, new TV. Trying something new. I want to look at something more haunted, more old. I want to have like the cracks running through it. I can't figure it out. So I went with this one. It has personality. But let's see what Nick has to say about this before I get depressed and do the Panther fans reacts to week, what are we at, 11?
Going to be the most.
It also does help if I turn on my phones, and we gotta get Dick in full HD. Full HD. Alright, take it away, Nick.
This is easily going to be the most unhinged video on this channel, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, especially after the Bass Pro Shop video.
Today we're talking about Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, here's the deal. Normally when I talk
Chuck E. Cheese, the kind of inspiration behind Five Nights at Freddy's.
About a business on this channel, it's because this business is thriving and they have an incredible business model and they're a genius and they're doing something incredible or they're doing something shady. This is not that. Chuck E. Cheese is quite literally the living embodiment of an entrepreneur's fever dream where he went off into the business world, made so much money that he could then just cash out, retire. He had enough money forever, but he had so much left over on top of that that he could just start doing dumb shit with it. And that's how Chuck E. Cheese came to be. And we're going to talk about it right after a word from our sponsor.
So, this is the trickle-down effect. Someone who has a shit ton of money who said, I'm going to create a business and hire a bunch of people, giving them money.
Delete me.
What are you doing with my suppressed shotgun?
I put a knife on it.
For what?
My sourdough?
You put
I think Nick's wife is meant to be a Marine.
the bayonet on a suppressor for sourdough bread. Why?
It's America.
Yeah, she has you there, Nick.
The logic's impeccable. All right, here's the deal. Super simple, straightforward business model. You give them money, they turn around and make sure the data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information. What does that even mean? Okay, here's the entire internet and every free service on the planet inside of a nutshell, okay? There's a saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. What that means is pretty much anything on the internet that you use, that's a service, whether that be Google, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it, okay? It's all an app, so one of two things is happening. They're either gonna feed you ads, and that's how that company makes money since their service is free, or they're going to collect your personal information, then turn around and sell it to data brokers on the internet, and then they're going to turn around and sell it to whoever buys it, and next thing you know, you're getting 17,000 robocalls every single day. And that's where Delete Me comes in. They will look through all the major data brokers and find the ones that are selling your personal information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf, and then they are legally obligated to comply. And then they'll continue to monitor these data brokers, and if they get your information again, Delete Me will submit an opt-out request again. Basically, you're paying Delete Me to get rid of all the downsides of all of the free stuff on the internet, which I think is absolutely worth it. If you want to check them out, I'll have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right.
All right, okay. Sorry. Nick never, or none of the unsubscribed guys ever go after people for reactions. So that's why I let him get the free full rant, and that's also why I have a link to his merch down below. It should be just below the link to the video.
Our story begins in 1977 when Chuck E. Cheese is founded by Alan Bushnell. Who's Alan Bushnell? Alan? The guy that founded Atari. Basically the...
He's the... God, look at, these are the guys who got bullied in high school.
godfather of video games, okay? If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you, he's got a lot of money. And if you listen to him tell the story, he's got, you know, the typical entrepreneur story where he noticed a gap in the market, he had a brilliant idea, he executed on it and made a business. The summary of that story is basically he, you know, founded Atari, was running this big company, they were making arcade games, they were selling them to arcades, and the arcades were making a ton of money with all the quarters that were coming in, so he's like, okay.
Yep. So he was just like, let's put in people's homes and put the arcades out of business.
Okay, well, obviously we should start having our own arcades. And then he had the idea of pairing it with food, and he went with pizza because it takes a while to prepare. It's kind of hard to fuck it up, you know what I mean? It's bread, sauce, cheese, and meat that's already pre-cooked. You throw it on top, throw it in the oven. So he's gonna have an arcade where people come in, they order a pizza, they're sitting there for 20, 30 minutes waiting for the pizza to get done, and they play at the arcade in the meantime. I know what you're thinking, fat electrician, that sounds like a pretty good business model to me. Why is it an entrepreneur's fever dream? And it's
like that part there is also Dave & Buster's. It's also like a bunch of other places. Then you add in the mascots and the fact that there were other mascot companies that saw it, try to rip them off, and they all kind of absorbed into a thing. It literally is the Five Nights at Freddy backstory.
Because everything after the inception of the idea is not even fathomable to anybody other than a man that's already worth tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars and does not.
And that's back when tens of hundreds of millions of dollars is he's a billionaire by today's standard. Multi-billionaire. Basically like Elon Musk.
Give a single fuck about anything. So they start opening up this first Chuck E. Cheese, and it's still owned by Atari at this point. And Alan Bushnell, I'm assuming, is like, you know what? Fuck it. I want dancing robots. And they're like, okay, we'll get dancing robots. Make it a coyote. So they order a dancing robot coyote. They're going to call it Coyote's Pizza. It's going
You see where it's going to go off the rails.
to be great. But apparently there was a mess up at the robot coyote manufacturing plant, and they sent a
Acme.
giant rat instead. Again, Alan Bushnell was zero.
I forgot his name is Nolan. So this is one of those things where kind of like the Broad Street Bullies was like Dave the Hammer Shaw and the main guy. He kept screwing up the name.
Fucks to give is like, it's fine. We'll call it Rick Rat's Pizza instead. The rat will be the mascot. But then, you know, somebody in the boardroom at Atari is like, sir, I don't know if having the word rat and pizza in the same sentence, like when people think of food, they don't want to think about rats. Maybe that's a bad idea. And he's like, okay, fine. We'll
Good point, valid point. This is also smart business because he listened.
call it Chuck E. Cheese. What's the E stand for? Entertainment. That's the rat's name. Charles Entertainment Cheese. Okay, I mean, it's still a rat, but that's better. I guess we'll run with it. Oh, and one more thing. Give him a cigar and a Jersey accent, and I want him to roast people 24/7.
I forgot he was from like North Jersey.
Okay, I mean, who's he gonna roast? The other robots. We're doing more than just one dancing robot? Yeah, we're gonna have Pasquale that's gonna be the pizza chef. We're gonna have a hound dog that's got Confederate flags on the side of it. And then the lead singer is gonna be a female hippo with giant tits that bounce up and down when she hits her high notes.
America. That's all I gotta say on that one. That's just America.
Sir, aren't you worried that sexualizing a hippo could send the wrong message? You know,
If someone's dumb enough to try to SA a hippo, they deserve natural selection.
what, the ladies need something too. I want you to mash Cookie Monster and Grimace together in one character. He's from the planet Purple, and his name is Mr. Munch. That'll send a message.
Oh God, damn. Drugs is the answer to this question of how he came up with this.
So, Okay, so this is an adult establishment that you're trying to make here. What? No, we're marketing to kids. Okay, I'll slow this down so you nitwits can keep up, okay? Parents bring their kids to a pizza place because they don't want to cook dinner. They've had a long day at work, all right? Now, they're going to come in, the kids are going to see the arcade games, they're going to go fucking nuts, and we're going to take their money. In exchange, we're going to give them our own golden tokens, and then the kids are going to go play the arcade games. The arcade games are going to spit out tickets, and then they can exchange those tickets for prizes like candies and toys and shit. Sir, you're the boss. I'll do whatever, but just
That there is actually smart. That means they have to give you money. They just can't bring in their own nickels and dimes.
so we're clear. You want to start a child casino run by an animatronic rat that's from New Jersey that's smoking a cigar, talking shit to the other robots that are a hippopotamus with giant tits that bounce up and down, a Confederate hound dog, a pizza chef, and an alien from the planet Purple that you've named Mr. Munch. Uh-huh.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, okay, you're the boss. Let's do it. Perfect. Step one, apply for the liquor license. Wait, we're
Oh, I'm like doubling over in laughter. This is one of the few times being a VTuber is actually counterproductive, but he created Dave & Buster's. That's all he's trying to do.
gonna sell booze at the Child Rat Casino. Fucking right we are. And that's pretty much the story of how Chuck E. Cheese came to be, and you're never gonna believe this, it was outrageously successful right out of the gate.
Yeah, because the kids got to play games, the parents got shit-faced.
Why wouldn't it be? It's perfect. It's perfect in every way. It's fucking beautiful, okay? Looking back at Chuck E. Cheese, I only have childhood memories, but like as a kid, it was a lot of fun. As an adult, I'm pissed off that Chuck E. Cheese has changed and they got rid of all the animatronic robots and rebranded it and made it family friendly, even though it was family friendly the entire time.
It was family-friendly for the 70s.
Chuck E. Cheese used to be awesome. Because looking back, my dad had it made. There was a restaurant in town where my dad could take me as a child with my two sisters and, give mom some time off at the house to relax. And he's being a good dad by taking the kids off her hands. And we go to Chuck E. Cheese. He hands me a $20 bill so I can go buy poker chips at a rat casino and fuck off for 2 hours while he sits there eating pizza, drinking a pitcher of beer with his buddies, and watching animatronic hippo tits bounce up and down. And he's a good dad for it?
Yes.
We used to be a proper country. That's all this says to me. That we used to be a proper country.
He is. Yes, he is.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here in 2025. It's a struggle to find a McDonald's that's got a fucking McPlay place, and even if I go there, I can't get shit-faced with my buddies. This is bullshit, and I'm jealous. Sorry, I need to make this slightly...
Nick, what you're saying is we should bring back the original Chuck E. Cheese.
educational. So that started in 1977. It was outrageously successful right out of the gate. And pretty much immediately they had this business guy come to him and he wanted to have 200 franchises all across America because obviously it's the best business model ever.
Yeah, kids get to be entertained, play video games. There's decent pizza because you can't really screw pizza up. And dad can get slightly drunk because they didn't really care that much about drinking and driving back then. They should have, but...
I mean, the pizza doesn't even have to be good. It's drunk dads and a bunch of kids that are overstimulated from playing in an arcade, the two demographics of people that'll eat literally fucking anything. The same year that that business guy signed up to have 200 franchises, he basically tried to back out of it and was like, you know what, counteroffer, I'm just gonna steal your entire business model of dancing robots and a pizza place that sells beer with an arcade, and I'm gonna open my own thing. I'm gonna call it Showbiz. So that's what he did. A huge legal battle ensued. Chuck E. Cheese ended up suing the guy, and he had to give like royalties back to Chuck E. Cheese. So now that...
Yeah, because it literally is the same thing.
I've got a direct competitor, but things are still going okay. But then in 1983, the arcade market crashes because at-home games come out and people don't need to go to an arcade anymore to play video games, and arcade sales drop 97% in a single year.
Damn. But again, that's not a shocker on that front because it also meant there actually could be less social. That's a great thing. At-home video game system. Made nerds less
Here
social.
later, Chuck E. Cheese has to file for bankruptcy, and for some reason or another, Showtime actually ended up performing better than Chuck E. Cheese did and ends up buying out Chuck E. Cheese, so now Showbiz owns Chuck E. Cheese. Around the same time, the Showbiz animatronic guy, the dude that made all the music and all the bullshit for their robots, wasn't going to re-up his lease, and he owned the music, so they were stuck in this situation where they had just bought out Chuck E. Cheese, but now they don't have the rights to use any of the music for any of their animatronics. So Showtime is just like, fuck it, we're just going to rebrand everything to Chuck E. Cheese, and the rat stays.
I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah. Plus, it's the original brand. It's hard to kind of counteract. It's like,
I'm not going no fucking where.
And that pretty much brings us to the Chuck E. Cheese that most of us remember. And historically speaking, things went okay.
Okay. Did not pre-watch, but that's Chuck E. Cheese for you. It's okay.
There were some downsides because, you know, what could possibly go wrong if you're serving parents alcohol while their kids are gambling in a rat casino? Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'll explain it to you this way.
There we go. Here's for the creative. Because also, you gotta figure this is a lot of Midwest and rednecks going.
The most likely place you are to get in a fist fight is at a bar with people consuming alcohol. The only way to make that, 1,000 times worse is to encourage people to bring their kids to the bar so that when the kids get in a fight, the parents who are hardwired to defend and side with their children, no matter what, rush to resolve the issue between the children while they're drunk. The other parents come in, also drunk.
Trying to protect their kids and thinking their kid did nothing wrong.
They both side with their own kids, and then mom and dad get in a fight with the other mom and dad. Okay, if you think Waffle House is bad, Chuck E. Cheese has them beat, I guarantee it. You can
Yeah, it's old school Chuck E. Cheese would beat out a Waffle House, which is saying a lot.
literally look up on YouTube, Chuck E. Cheese fight. There is a playlist with 96 videos in it, okay? And that's just the ones we caught on camera. Literally parents holding cameras, watching other parents fight with kids running around while the parents are yelling World Star.
Nice.
That's the 90s for you. That's the generation me and Nick grew up in.
Very nice.
A single Chuck E. Cheese in Milwaukee in 2015 had to call the police 147 times
Christ.
every other day. Obviously, this leads to a ton of Chuck E. Cheeses all over the country losing their liquor licenses, and that impacts profit margins, so that's not good. Oh,
So we still had liquor. We still have some proper Chuck E. Cheese.
and then I think Chuck E. Cheese might have accidentally created furries.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Trying to think of the logic through here. Yeah, you didn't really get Lola Bunny until the mid 90s. And prior to that, there really wasn't a female Looney Tunes character that was an animal. Like, you did have Minnie Mouse and Daisy, but they were always deemed more classy than attractive.
Huh?
Because, you know, who could have predicted that showing young adolescent children a giant animatronic hippo bouncing her tits up and down could have led to some weird sexual fetishes?
Yeah, I swear I did not pre-watch this.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Not me.
The kids grow up
See. Chuck E. Cheese was out before the 90s.
seeing that, they want to work at Chuck E. Cheese when they're in their teenage years, then they get to be the mascot, and then things just spiral from there. And that's not just me hypothesizing. The fucking founder, Alan Bushnell, literally said it.
You can't imagine the weird things that people do from inside of a Chuck E. Cheese costume.
I can, because I've heard some of the weird things people have done inside the Disney costumes.
The other thing that you don't know is the weird things that employees do in the Chuck E. Cheese changing room closet. Locked door, small space, anyway.
So other than that, business was great. And then they got accused of recycling pizza because, you know, the pizza from Chuck E. Cheese is not that great. They're serving it to drunk parents and small children. Nobody cares what it looks like. Well, people started getting these like lopsided pizzas where it didn't even look like it was cut from the same pie. So people started thinking that they were just taking old slices that people didn't eat and throwing them all together into one like monstrosity pie and bringing it out as a new pizza, which allegedly wasn't true, but a lot of people thought it was. So that led to a downturn in business.
I want to go recycled, but every business has those individual slices. So if you're like, that pizza's been sitting there for certain amount of time, we can throw it all in the oven and reheat it and get rid of it.
And then COVID hit, which was obviously a disaster for Chuck E. Cheese, but they needed to find a way to stay in business, and that's exactly what they did in the sketchiest way possible. As I'm sure you can imagine if you lived through it, food delivery services were basically like born and thrived under COVID. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, all that bullshit. So Chuck E. Cheese started offering their pizza to get delivered to your house, but nobody on the planet would ever order a pizza from Chuck E. Cheese to get delivered to the house.
Yeah, no. For A, price. B, if you live anywhere, especially in New Jersey, we have all really great local pizza places that are gonna blow it out of the water.
It breaks the entire business model. It's not good pizza. Nobody wants that shit. So they're like, okay, what's the problem? Everybody knows our pizza sucks. We're just going to come up with a different name. We're going to have all these food delivery services list our restaurant as Pasquale's Pizza. You know, the animatronic pizza chef. It's Pasquale's Pizza. So people started ordering from Pasquale's Pizza. Sounds Italian, probably local, want to support local business. It's probably going to be great pizza. And then they were getting Chuck E. Cheese pizza delivered to their fucking house.
Guess who just ordered from your favorite pizza place, Alfredo?
Wait, Alfredo's Pizza Cafe? Or Pizza by Alfredo?
Same thing.
No.
No. Trust me, there's a local business I've shout about often, Sacco Subs. They're founded by the partial co-founder of White House Subs. It's like, oh, there's these three are all family, and then there's this one that's not family, just using a name. You're like, ooh, don't go to that one.
All right, you know what? I don't understand when you all talk at the same time.
Is that unethical? Yes. Is that exactly the type of business move I would expect from Charles E. Cheese, the cigarette-smoking rat with a New Jersey accent that runs the local child casino? Absolutely. So they got busted for that. Since then,
I told my mom to talk trash to my grandfather, who's a Saints fan. The Panthers lost. She says, just saw the score. Maybe you should talk smack. I'm like, nope. Always talk trash and just hope the team can back it up.
post-COVID, they've rebranded. They've got a horrible new logo like every other company.
God, that is god-awful.
It's minimalist. It looks like it's off word clip art. They've also taken out
Christ, I can't draw, and I could draw a better mascot than that.
all the animatronics because apparently the kids don't like animatronics anymore, okay? They've ruined Chuck E. Cheese, okay? Every Chuck E. Cheese should have been turned into a national park and bought by the U.S. government and preserved for mankind, okay?
All Chuck E. Cheese have been bought by Dave and Buster's and just converted to a kind of Dave and Buster's-ish for kids.
I'm pissed. I don't give a shit if the kids don't like animatronics. Fuck them kids. Chuck E. Cheese was for me, the adult, okay? I got cheated out of it in my adulthood. Had it in my childhood. I want it in my adulthood too. Oh, fat electrician just wants to get in a fist fight at Chuck E. Cheese. Yes, absolutely, I fucking do, okay?
He would kick the crap because he's like a, more or less almost a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Nothing would make me happier than knowing on my deathbed that I'm gonna pass away soon and my sons are gonna be at my funeral after putting me in the ground, drinking a beer together, reminiscing on all the memories they had with me, and one of them is gonna look at the other and go, you remember that time Dad got in a fight at Chuck E. Cheese when so-and-so tried to steal your tickets? Fuck yeah, I do. That would be awesome. That's a core memory that everybody should have. Okay, that's it. There's no point to this.
We had tunnels of fun. That was the one local thing here, but we have Chuck E. Cheese. My parents were not taking me to Chuck E. Cheese. They're, God, no.
This video, there's nothing to be learned. It's not a brilliant business model. It's just, I wanted Chuck E. Cheese to exist. I was mad that it didn't. I looked into it and realized that it was fucking crazy that it ever existed. It's literally a fever dream by some dude that had fuck you money and made a childhood rat casino, literally adolescent Las Vegas, where the parents could get drunk and get in fistfights, okay? Unpopular opinion, I think Chuck E. Cheese needs to quit trying to be a family-friendly establishment. They need to start reopening Chuck E. Cheese's with all the animatronic robots, complete throwback to the 80s and 90s, and they need to open them up in states that have mutual combat laws.
I don't think you need to do that. Let Chuck E. Cheese go. Just make them Five Nights at Freddy's. Same concept, all the animatronics, and just have the liquor license.
Okay,
yeah.
Mutual combat laws are incredible. It's literally if you bump into a guy at the bar and say, hey, do you want to take this outside? And you guys go outside and beat the hell out of each other, nobody has any legal repercussions because you were both consenting to that fight.
My only issue there is I would have to make sure there's a third guy who's just like, look, you two are fighting. You're good. Yep, you're good. Get it on. Pretty much go full Judge Mills Lane on us.
Up Chuck E. Cheese's in all of these states that have mutual combat laws and install an MMA ring in it as well, okay? You have fight night at Adolescent Las Vegas every day of the week. It'd be incredible. Could you imagine being a kid and you're...
Imagine being a kid. It's like, yeah, my dad is fighting Corey's dad this Friday because, you know, they got beef and they're selling it. I got 6 tokens on it.
Your dad is the local Chuck E. Cheese heavyweight champion. It'd be fucking awesome.
Write that down, write that down!
I sound like a crazy person. I gotta go.
Kids betting on their parents. Who's gonna win the fight at the local Chuck E. Cheese?
Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
See if there's anything else.
The more history I study, the more I come to realize that the 1990s were the peak of human civilization. We will never be that great. Never again.
I agree with him on that. But yeah, no, could you imagine going to like your local Chuck E. Cheese and you're like, the Miller dad's here, you know, he's been wanting that title back for about 3 months. I got 100 tickets that he gets submitted in the first round. It would just be the most unhinged thing. And at the same time, if all the parents signed waivers, the crime would go down. I swear to God, crime would go down. And I agree with him. We were a proper country until 2007-ish. Because everyone started worrying about, like, imagery and blah, blah, blah. But that's it. That's all I have. I'll be live for the Monday night game, which is Eagles versus Green Bay. Eagles, Green Bay. I'll be live. Come check it out. Some say hi. Until then, I'll see you weird people later.